get down to brass tacks, gentlemen.
This is it. The American dream.
Let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
This is it. The American dream.
Let's get down to brass tacks here.
This is it. The American dream.
But let's get to brass tacks here.
We don't need to fucking practice, Randy!
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Brass Tacks Podcast, episode 57. We're your hosts, Rick and Adam. My name is Rick.
I'm here, dude.
That is Adam. And we are back live after a couple of weeks of vacation and whatnot. Intern Logan's still at that sex camp or wherever he was.
Well, I thought he actually texted me and said a couple days ago and said he was going to Rochester, New York for some reason, but...
Oh, you think that's what happened?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard from him since.
Well, he definitely fits the profile. Did you see the photo of that guy yet? Have they released a photo of the shooter?
No, they haven't said anything. Well, they haven't been caught, and they haven't given me a description either.
Well,
from the article I read, at least.
That's no good.
That's where I want to college.
Oh, turn the volume on the TV down. I'm hearing the stream over there. We always keep it professional here on the Brass Tacks Podcast. But yeah, I had a...
There's usually an intern for that job.
That's true. That is actually very true. That's one black mark against Logan. I have to write that down in his permanent record. But I flew back to my native land of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and to my surprise, I was fully going into it. Like I spent the better part of like 2 weeks bitching about how I didn't want to travel, how I don't like traveling. I hate airplanes. I hate fucking airports and all that other dumb shit. I fully went into this trip thinking like I'm gonna witness some bullshit happen. You know what I mean? Because of all the shit you see on social media. You see these things on Reddit, like people freaking out on planes, not wearing masks and stuff.
Well, yeah, it just
seems
tension.
So widespread.
There's a lot, even more tension. There was tension prior to COVID, right?
Right.
But now there's tension in airlines tenfold.
Exactly. So I was fully expecting to see some shit go down, but to my surprise, nothing, dude. I didn't see. Every time I've ever traveled, I've seen some sort of bullshit happen. Like basically like someone's either verbally fighting. I've even seen guys get into like a pushing match in the airport, which to me is like, I mean, I have a temper on me, but I would never dream of doing something physical in an airport, dude. Like it's just way too risky.
The last place.
Yeah, dude. So I can say that I had an awesome, smooth trip there and back. The only one thing I witnessed was just this old guy on the first flight that I took just being a cock, man. Like this guy, you could tell he got on the plane, and of course he's sitting next to me. That's just the luck I have. But oh, hello everyone. Let me see here. Hello Suzanne, good to see you. Hello Rabbi Red Eye, good to see you. Hello Miss Devon, good to see you as well. What's with Adam's shades? Adam is super
Settle
cool.
down, cool breeze.
Yeah, and we missed you too, Rabbi. Good to see you, brother. He said thank you for doing a 3-hour show. Yeah, I don't know about all that, bud. But basically what happened was I'm sitting on the plane, and there's these two kids in front of us with their mom. And for kids, I will say they were extremely well behaved. You know, they were kind of like fucking around, just pointing at stuff out the window.
What are the ages?
Like probably like 8 and 10, something like that.
Okay.
So they were just doing normal kid shit, like just kind of talking about like TV, and like they were talking to each other and pointing at stuff out the window, like, oh, look at that. And this old guy right next to me, probably in his like late 60s, something like that, he just keeps shushing them really loud. And it's like, dude, it's like 6:30 in the morning. We just took off, and this dude's already being a cock about these two kids who were well behaved. You know what I mean? Like normally when you see kids acting out on a plane, it's terrible. But
snakes on a plane for sure.
Yeah, well, this guy was a snake on a plane. But he just kept doing that shit. And so I kind of shot him a look like, dude, what are you doing? And then I realized, like, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm super baked, and I'm wearing a dark, long black cloak. I don't look intimidating in the least. So I just shut the fuck up and I minded my own business.
You know who you probably actually resembled?
Who?
Corey Feldman.
And I was
he would wear something like that.
I was wearing those
Long,
glasses too.
Dark hair, yes. You look like Corey Feldman probably.
I don't want to
In like
hear
Ascension Millennium. Great
That's-
song, by the way.
That's
Look it
not
up.
that's not the type of shit I want to hear. But if you're joining us live right now, make sure you throw a like on the video for us real quick. That helps us out in some way, I'm sure. I don't know. I honestly don't have any facts to back that up at all. But I'm going to guess that it helps us in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, so smooth trip all around. Good to be back. Pretty sad that Logan had to travel to New York to do what he did. That was pretty mean of him. But I guess with that being said, we will go ahead and get into some bad news.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
Okay, give me the bad news.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
This whole thing.
Fucking sucks. I mean, this is the biggest pile of shit.
Before I get into this, Rabbi said, hit the like button. It hurts the deep state.
That's right.
He's true. He's telling truths over here.
The creep state, actually.
All right. So to no one's surprise whatsoever, Facebook is being accused of watching Instagram users through the cameras on your phones and laptops and computers and what have you. And I'm going to warn you right now, the articles we're about to get into, we're starting with the least dark, and we're going to get pretty fucking dark by the end of this segment.
Like Dark Knight dark?
Not quite that cool, no. Not actually the exact opposite
No
of
Christian
how cool that
Bale.
was.
Okay.
You're a nice guy, Adam. We all remember him trying not to break character while he's yelling at that poor lighting guy or whatever it was. But
Well, he
you
did
and
break
me,
character. He was talking in British English, so.
I thought I thought he was still using his because you can tell he's still trying to keep the American accent going.
He does interviews in an American accent.
It's very weird.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's very weird to listen to a grown man try to be nice and mean at the same time.
He's a great actor, though.
Well, yeah, he pulled that off.
Machinist.
So anyway, shut up. This is a good movie, though. Facebook Inc. is again being sued for allegedly spying on Instagram users, this time through the unauthorized use of their mobile phone cameras. The lawsuit springs from media reports in July that the photo sharing app appeared to be accessing iPhone cameras even when they weren't actively being used. Facebook denied the reports and blamed a bug, which it said it was correcting, for triggering what it described as false notifications that Instagram was accessing iPhone cameras. In the complaint filed Thursday in federal court in San Francisco, New Jersey, Instagram user Brittany Conditi contends the app used, she contends that the app's use of the camera is intentional and done for the purpose of collecting lucrative and valuable data on its users, and it would not otherwise have access to. That was a gross one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean,
no,
it's
of course it's devastating, but it's also at the same time, you're like, you kind of expect this shit to happen at a certain rate. I mean, it's been happening for how many years now, and how many companies are doing it and haven't been brought to the forefront. But this is the thing. We're living in a day and age now where you literally have to mind your P's and Q's, even in the privacy of your own home, because you never fucking know who's listening. We are surrounded by microphones and cameras.
P's, Q's, R, S's, whatever you got to do, dude. I hear you.
Adam.
What?
You know what you did?
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Here's
the thing. What can we do?
Well, you try to mitigate as much as you can. You have a phone. You don't have a choice there.
Right.
Well, to a certain degree.
Well, this is another interesting thing too, is that now this whole, I guess, need for, we need to reinstill this privacy in our own homes and shit like that. So there are a couple of companies right now crowdfunding for really simplified modern cell phones where you just text and call. That's it. There's no cameras, there's no apps, no nothing like that.
Right.
So if you do want to get away from this type of bullshit and that you could potentially fall victim to, then you're going to have to start giving up certain luxuries. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do away with social media and all that other shit.
But no one's going to do that.
No, of course not. No, we've already seen.
There's a stranglehold on it. So,
well, social media controls the narrative now, as we've seen. Everyone gets their fucking their news and their opinions from social media. Adam is the real star here, says Agent D-Bone. Yeah, you're right.
It's not wrong.
Good to see you in there, though. How you doing today? But yeah, so I mean, it really, the thing is that even if you did cut out social media and all that other bullshit, there are still traffic cameras. We're always being surveilled, no matter what. We're always being surveilled, no matter where we are. It's just one of these things where I feel like society is just gonna have to learn to deal with it unless we can figure out a way to kind of do what I was proposing in a few episodes back when I said that, like, because we as the individual, our personal information is being collected on a regular basis and being bought and sold to different companies, we as the citizen should be receiving some sort of stipend from those proceeds in a perfect world.
Yeah, I think the big thing, in my opinion, is what we need to do, and, I know this hopefully this doesn't trigger people, but you have to retard the progress of it, though.
Right.
You can't stop it, but you need to retard the process. So
how do we go about doing that?
You have to try to slow it down as much as possible. It's going to happen. You have to delay the inevitable to a certain degree.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing.
How do you do it? I mean, I don't know. You can do it in your personal life. I mean, I don't own one of those Alexas or...
Well, no, yeah, and you shouldn't.
Things like that, or...
Well, that's the thing, too.
You can connect Wi-Fi to your oven and your fucking refrigerator and whatever, all this, your laundry. Like, what? I don't need to do all this.
I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that, like, it comes down to the individual, because there are some individuals out there that just do not ever have edgy or, like, incriminating conversations. So they can have things like that, like an Alexa or like a Google Home or something like that. Whereas guys like us, the shit we talk about, even though there's no truth in it whatsoever when we're joking about the things that we joke about, it could absolutely be distorted in a court of law to make us look like the worst people on planet Earth. And that's a really dangerous thing when you have all of this shit that's out of context to pull from to smear somebody's name. We already see that happening. Yeah, well, we already see that happening on a regular basis, just in the media regularly. We're seeing it with celebrities, with politicians. Right. And as we all know, you're guilty until proven innocent here.
Well, there was a bizarre transition in the internet. Like, okay, there was the infancy of the internet, and then it grew to a certain, like, around, like, maybe 2008. 2007, 2008, in my opinion, you saw the peak of the free internet.
Right. I totally agree.
The free speech internet, whatever, and, like, there was
uncensored internet. Like, you knew what you were getting.
Everyone knew what they were doing. They were on, not everybody, I shouldn't make a blanket statement like that, but
yeah, well, that's the problem, is that now everybody's on it.
Well, the trend of the internet had a certain pace to it where, hey, we need to keep this free, the access to this, we can't have it tainted by just big business, right?
Yeah.
That's changed. There was even big businesses at that time fighting for net neutrality and things like that. I think I have brought this up before, but
yeah, we've touched on that a couple of times. I think
that was a huge problem now, because the fight for net neutrality a few years ago died, and because there was no one standing up for it that had any power.
Right, and now we're seeing it.
So now it's gone, and you got
And now we're left with a fucking husk of what the internet used to be.
Exactly.
And that's a problem now too, because when you look at things like fact-checking websites and things of that nature, or even Wikipedia and shit like that, a lot of these companies will pour resources into these fact-checking companies to make them, like, spin the narrative in whatever direction they want it spun. So now we're seeing that, like, even the old sites that we used to be able to rely on and shit are completely bought out, or they're completely bought out now. And if they can't find somebody to play ball, they'll do it just like they do in politics. They'll find somebody eventually that will play ball.
No, they put pressure on these big companies to play ball.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying if they don't play ball, eventually they're going to find somebody who will. So regardless, it seems like an insurmountable issue that, like, this is going to be something we're constantly going to be facing down.
Like I said, we cannot stop the inevitable, but we can retard the inevitable. So it's, slow that progress.
Right. Rabbi Red Eye says he used to work, but now he is retard. He's a damn fine man.
That's good.
Let's see what we got here. We're going to move along. Okay, so getting a little bit darker. Massachusetts mom, 64, and her 42-year-old son face up to 20 years in prison for incest after his wife caught them having sex. So this, fucking gross, first of all. And you're gonna see these people, but let me click out of some of these fucking ads. I swear to God, news sites are so null and void now.
Null and void, yeah.
Let's see. Massachusetts mom, 64, and her 42-year-old son. All right, I read that. Cheryl Lavoie and Tony L. Lavoie confessed to having sexual relations with each other in their home on Clarendon Street, Fitchburg, back on May 20th, according to authorities. Tony allegedly told cops, Cox, it just happened.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, whoops. You know what I got on the mind? It just happened, and insisted it was the first time he had sex with his mom. I'm sorry, but look at these two. Oh, my God. Cheryl reportedly said they had grown closer in recent months and started having sex when they began kissing. Ugh.
I mean, these two are, it'd be one thing if they were ones and twos, but when you have tens like these two people, how are you complaining, right?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, man, it is a sad display.
These are monstrosities.
And the age is what really bugs me, too, beyond the nature of this. But
well, you have to wonder how long that's been happening. You know that's not a first-time thing.
No, come on.
No, and what's bad is they look alike and shit, and she is just so
They look
gross.
alike. Why would they look so much alike?
She kind of, oh yeah, good point. She kind of looks like old fat Jim Norton with a wig on. She's got that old Radio Norton look. What?
Almost like a Don Vito.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, you're right, because of that sunken in weird chin.
Yeah.
So police were called to reports of a disturbance at the property on May 20th and arrived on the scene to be met by cousin of Tony's wife, reported the Sentinel Enterprise. The cousin told officers Tony's wife had called her after she had walked in on her husband and his mom having sex in the property.
At that point, what do you do, man?
I would just get my shit and leave, man.
The wife had to have suspicions leading up to this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it says that in the article, actually.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, it says that they had, she had thought something was going on because they were always acting weird towards each other.
How weird is this?
Or each other.
Why would you want to bang your mom, not only at this point, when she's in her 60s?
Well, why would you want to bang your mom?
Well, I said that. I said that. Not only that.
Oh, but yeah.
But the fact that she's even in her 60s makes it even more repulsive, and she's a fucking ghoul.
Well, that just tells you right there that she
was poured into that.
She fucking, like, conditioned that kid to be like that, because there's no way that a rational human being is going to do something like that.
It's grooming.
So both Tony and Cheryl allegedly admitted to the officer separately that they had consensual sexual relations with each other and told them it was the first time it happened. That's an old go-to. Come on.
It's an old go-to.
Yeah,
of course.
You get caught fucking your mom, it's always the first time.
Yeah, naturally you're going to say that.
Yeah.
Right?
When the officer asked the Lavoies why it had happened, Tony allegedly said, "I don't know. It just happened." The 43-year-old then said he wanted treatment for it.
I don't know if that ever just happens.
No, it never just happens. Look at that. Oof. And then that kid of hers. Okay, hold on a second. You see what he's holding here?
No.
Well, you will in just a moment.
Trophy.
Do you see what kind of trophy?
Bowling?
That is a darts trophy. Does this not look like one of our friends who also throws darts and exactly the pose that our friend would take if he was taking a picture of his dart trophy?
Yes. Yes, this is our good friend.
Good friend. Definitely, hopefully not fucking his mom.
I doubt that. Maybe, but no.
Cheryl allegedly told cops the incestuous encounter happened after she and her son had become closer over the last few months and then started kissing. The mother and son duo were charged with incest, a felony that carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison.
I was like, damn, I guess it made sense that these rules were on the books, but how often are these being exercised?
Well, you can't be having people shitting out waterheads and stuff like that because they got fucked up DNA.
Well, I understand that.
She's already got a trash womb. Look at what she pumped out previously.
But the fact that we need laws to say don't fuck your parents,
it just tells you where we're at as a society, Adam.
Well, I mean, this law is probably old too. So,
Rabbi, you leave my mom alone. Rabbi's over here hitting on my mom again. She's in the chat. Hey,
Kelly.
Mom, how you doing? My mommy's here. So it says there's another part of the article that says that the wife walked in to see the mom like bouncing up and down in her son's lap on the couch. There was another article that went deeper into what was witnessed, and it made me double over. I was just like, this shit happens in the world because of just how fucked up things are, but when it's brought to the spotlight and you go into detail about it, it just gives you this visceral, like, cringy feeling. Like you
you have to almost address the mechanics of it, not just read the story. You have to address the fact, well, how did they, what happened here? How did they started kissing? And then, like, and then
he started doing finger stuff,
in the mechanics of it. Oh, God. Like,
and she's a looker. How can you resist?
True. 10 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, you'd hit it.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't
Or
you?
here, how about this? $200,000 cash, tax-free. You have to have sex with her, no bag on.
$200,000?
$200,000.
No, she has to, if she takes a test first, I would assume.
Well, assuming that you're not going to catch anything.
Oh, yeah.
You do it?
Hands down.
I don't think I'd do it.
$200,000 tax-free?
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it.
Dude.
Because you're assuming I could get hard and stay hard.
You'd have to take enhancements.
I'm sorry for anyone that's not watching this live right now, but this just take it on good authority. This woman's a fucking beast.
Awful. Like a disgusting ghoul of a human being for sure.
Rabbi Red Eye says 20 grand goes a long way.
He says 200 grand actually.
Oh, 200 grand. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Fuck your mother.
Yeah. Well, he's right. It does go a long way.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So yeah, I guess the reality of it, assuming I could make my soldiers stand at attention, then yeah, I would
take enhancements. You get a fucking Viagra or something. Yeah. Blue Chew.
200 grand's a lot of jams to get out of, dude. That could help me out of like 3 or 4 jams.
Yeah, if you get jammed up, that's getting you out of at least, I would argue 10 jams.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to be selfish. I want to still have enough left over to help a friend out of a jam if I need to. I'm better than you. You got to think. That's the thing. You have to think elevated, Adam. If you want to get into the mind of Rick, that's what you have to do. Put yourself in a place of excellency. And you too will learn a few things, I'm sure.
Excellency, okay.
Yeah, man. I'm the best there ever was. Moving on. Joaquin, Texas. A man sentenced to 40 years. You would think that was
outside of Phoenix.
Shut up. A Texas man sentenced to 40 years for trying to rape, kill, and eat a child. And again, you see the photograph of this this gentleman. You probably saw this coming. I'm sure there were some warning signs. I'm sure there were some warning signs somewhere in this guy's life or in this world. This is probably a case of a guy who never had friends and never had parents and has just been left to his own devices his entire life.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not the best place to grow up, like Joaquin, Phoenix, like
it's
outside
Texas.
of Arizona, like,
Texas.
you know.
I already said it was Texas.
No,
Yes, it's Texas. Shut up, you asshole. Suzanne says 200 grand's a lot, and it depends on the jam you get in, though.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Obviously, it depends on the jam. What kind of jam you getting in that costs $200,000?
I don't know. That's a pretty big jam.
If it's an OJ type situation,
that's a cocaine jam is what that is. 200 grand's a cocaine deal gone wrong jam.
Right. Most likely.
My mom says that the lady in the last article was a double bagger.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this. A Joaquin man has been sentenced to 40 years, shut up, in federal prison for trying to rape, kill, and eat a 13-year-old child using the dark web. Again, anyone that still thinks the dark web is a safe place to anonymize yourself and try to do weird shit like this, just know that no matter who you're contacting, it's probably a federal agent.
Yeah.
Alexander Nathan Barter, 23 years old, was sentenced for child exploitation violations in the Eastern District of Texas on Thursday after pleading guilty last December to attempted coercion and enticement of a minor and distribution of child pornography. After his release from prison, Barter will submit to a lifetime of supervised release, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. I don't think this guy should be allowed to get out of jail. I mean, let's just get further into this. I think.
Well, I don't want to deviate too much, but this reminds me of a story where a cop was into this and they caught him like in these chat rooms.
Yeah.
Saying that like he wanted to set up this thing where like he was going to eat someone.
Oh, yeah. I remember what you're talking about. Wasn't it,
this was a while ago.
Well, this has also happened in real life too. Like, there was, I think it occurred in Japan. There was a guy who sold his body for science and whatever, but they used the cadaver.
No.
Wasn't that?
No, he was alive. He said he wanted to cut off his penis.
Oh, and then have people eat it.
Eat his penis.
Yes,
and
you're
he would
right.
prepare that penis for them.
Yes, you are 100% correct.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on in this chat.
Suzanne just retracted a message. What was being said there?
Oh, she was worrying about my shades.
Agent D-Bone's worrying about your shades too.
He's not worried about it.
Adam's wearing my shades, by the way. I like how that was like a little spur of the moment thing Adam did. I looked over and all of a sudden Adam's shaded up.
Look.
What?
Shader's gonna shade, dude.
That's true. I'm throwing shade, dog. Let's see here. According to information presented in court, Barter posted an ad on a dark website saying, "I'd like to try necrophilia and cannibalism and see how it feels to take a life. If you'd be willing to let me kill you, are in the U.S., preferably in the South, and can travel by car, contact me." Oddly specific and oddly just is congenial to a degree, and also just very nonchalant about his request.
I think there's certain gene triggers. Like, we always talk about pedophiles. Like, well, how do these people have this mindset?
Yeah, like what's the genesis, or what was the catalyst?
There's
rather
some genetic trigger or something. I think they've kind of fallen the same category.
Well, actually, there's also statistical evidence that basically says like I think the majority of pedophiles were themselves abused when they were children.
Sure.
And so they go out and offend as well. But I mean, this is murder on top of pedophilia, and then also cannibalism. This is this is the hat trick of just offensive activity.
Well, try or not trifecta,
Shut up. An undercover officer saw the ad and responded with the persona of a father and a 13-year-old daughter. For about 10 days in October 2018, Barter and the officer exchanged messages which included Barter's repeated interest in raping, killing, and eating the 13-year-old child, according to the Department of Justice. Yeah, this is just fucking dark. Barter then gave the officer instructions on traveling from Florida to Shelby County, Texas, as well as what to tell the child to get her to travel and how to conceal the evidence of a crime. On October 19th, 2018, Barter came to the agreed meet site in Joaquin with a knife, trash bag, and cell phone and tablet, the news release stated.
Now, would you call this a MEET site or an MEAT site?
Under the plea agreement, Barter was sentenced to 20 years for each of the two charges for a total of 40 years in prison. As this chilling case demonstrates, online talk is not always just talk. The constant vigilance of our law enforcement partners has prevented the evildoer from finding a like-minded accomplice and bringing his grisly plan to fruition, U.S. Attorney Stephen J. Cox said. This case is a sobering reminder of how the brave men and women of law enforcement face down the worst of the worst in the scariest of scenarios. So yeah, that's pretty fucking greasy. And this dude showed up with a trash bag and a knife. It's like, what was he gonna? What was the plan? Was he just gonna like tell the bitch like, hey, get in this bag, or like was he gonna do everything he said right then and there? This guy just looks like a goon too. You have to wonder what the fuck this guy's doing.
He seems like someone could trick him pretty easily, right? I feel like if you move quickly in front of him,
yeah,
he may be tricked by you even by that, if you know what I mean. So
he's got fucked up eyes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that might be your
Those
undoing.
glasses,
He can see in multiple directions at once.
Come
He'll
on.
see you coming.
Those glasses look like you can fucking see into the future with them, dude.
You know what's fucked up is I have a pair of glasses just like that. I mean, obviously not that thick, but like
the
shape
point
and
is they're
everything.
thick. You can see on the side that like that one angle. They're thick.
That's another good question too, or another good point, Adam. Who gave this motherfucker a driver's license?
Okay, well, we want to talk about that. I remember I went to school with obviously I went to a public school, so I went to school with people with mental disabilities.
Yeah.
Like this
you being one of them?
Yes. So Laura, this one girl, not extremely, but mentally handicapped enough where you can't even get through like
her pants.
No.
Without a fight.
Like educational, you can't get through like even high school.
Oh, okay.
She drove. She was driving a fucking yellow Volkswagen Beetle.
Ooh, I don't like that idea.
So they give some pretty bit a wide berth with who they give licenses to.
So my thing is like,
look at a Walmart parking lot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, but this is the thing. Like, could she hold a conversation? Like, was she
Well, what do you
sentient?
mean?
Like, how old was she in her mind?
I would say 12 years old.
Yeah, you can't be having 12-year-olds on the road.
Well, yeah. What am I say? What? Mentally like
Okay.
No, like retardation. You can't be like, oh, their mental growth is stuck at 16 years old.
Well, I know that.
That's
But I'm
not
asking
really
for a
like,
roundabout. You know, like
Well,
in your
yeah,
opinion, you have a good grasp.
I would
on
say
how
12
people
years
act.
old. I would say 12 years old.
Yeah, that's okay. See, that's not cool. You can't
And
have that.
There
type
was
of
another
shit.
kid named Chase.
Yeah.
Also, he drove,
He was
and
fast.
also that whole group really big into WWE,
As they often are.
But yeah, I mean, he had a license. I could not believe that even when I was a kid. I'm like, how the fuck?
That's just concerning.
I
to
shouldn't
me.
even be driving at 16. And you got these people out here driving?
Yeah, that's another thing that kills me is
What?
the age that you have to be to smoke and drink and join the armed forces and stuff like that. I think they need to move the driving age up to like 21.
I mean, at this point, I have nothing invested in keeping it down to 16 because I'm not 16.
Well, yeah.
So
Well, we're both men of a certain age, so we don't have to worry about certain things like that.
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, I would be for it because I remember I shouldn't have been driving at 16.
Rabbi Red Eye says that this kid looks like a politician in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Most likely. He looks like somebody.
It's Rand Paul's son.
He looks like somebody you'd see standing too close to like a birthday party out in a park or something like that. Like he's just watching a little too closely, hoping you invite him over.
Well, what happened? How? I just don't get the fantasy, the fetish of this.
I mean, the guy's clearly not okay. You can look at him without doing anything to his features, without dolling him up at all, just
Right.
looking at him, you know something is not
Well,
right.
I guess that's my point. How old is he?
He's 23 or 24.
Yeah, okay. How has
23.
like there should have been a flag
Yeah, before
from
23
adolescence
years.
all the way up into this point. Like, hey, this person is there's something going on here.
Well, I keep giving him new dogs and cats, but he just keeps killing them and fucking them. Number one red flag right there. When your kid's killing and fucking the pets,
Well, Debo ain't wrong
you need
either.
to call somebody. Rick looks like Weird Al. Oh yeah,
I
he's
agree.
bringing out the original material.
That's good.
Come on, no, don't give people credit for whack references. You got to do better than that. I've been getting called Howard Stern and Weird Al since I was in like 7th grade.
It's Howard Stein.
Yeah, that's true. I mispronounced. Let's see. We're gonna move on to this one video I thought was pretty interesting this week. This is
It's a Bruder film.
so this
Go to
is
it.
yeah right. This is from Tucker Carlson, who I just fucking hate. This guy I hate his perplexed look and how he's always squinting at the camera and shit when he speaks. Especially
I don't hate him as much as I hate Ben Shapiro.
well, yeah. There's
I'll say
always
that.
gonna be more hateable, less hateable
Well,
pundits and
sometimes
shit.
Tucker says some real shit
Right
about
right.
like how the government's fucked up. Most of the time, he just sticks to this bullshit and like
right. Well, that-
Republican narrative. But sometimes he strays from the flock.
Yeah, he does. And then that's why I pulled this particular video, because he interviews Dr. Li Mengyan, who worked as a virologist. And basically what's going on is she's a Chinese virologist who came out and publicly stated that the coronavirus was lab created.
Right.
And that, as we all know, is super contrary to the global narrative that they want you to believe, which I don't think anyone of sound mind ever thought that this was a naturally occurring phenomenon. But we're gonna get into this video a little bit and just kind of see what some of the shit that she's been dealing with. And I also apologize in advance because she has a thick accent.
You know, Tucker Carlson used to wear a bow tie.
I do remember that. I think he took enough guff online and he decided it was time to upgrade to a big boy tie.
We're going to do that again right now. Li Mengyan is the virologist who says she has evidence about where this pandemic actually came from. We're happy to have her on tonight. Doctor, thanks so much for coming on.
Hold on just a second. One more time before we start here. Would you? What do you think?
It's hard to tell. We're getting a chest up view.
Yes. You can
Bit
kind of
difficult for me.
You can infer that she is of slender frame.
Sure. The hair bugs me a little bit. It's slightly unkempt in the front.
It is. But that's also, I don't know,
But
that's kind of
maybe
a selling
that's
point for
saying
me.
she maybe has a freak side to her and doesn't care so much about her bangs.
That's what tussled bangs are for you. It just
Could
says
be.
that she's a doity girl.
She could be dirty.
I think she might be a little doity. Let's see though. She's a virologist.
So-
Tucker. Hi, Tucker. Thank you.
Thank you. I know that you've published some of your research. You're planning on publishing more soon. Give us, for a non-scientific audience, a summary of why you believe this virus came from a lab in Wuhan, please.
Okay, briefly, from my first report, I can present the solid scientific evidence to our audience that this virus, COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2 virus, actually is not from nature. It is a man-made virus
He's doing the Tucker Carlson
created in
eyes.
the lab based on the China military
He only has
discover
one
and
view.
owned the very unique bat coronavirus, which cannot affect people, but after the modification, becomes a very harmful virus at now. So I have evidence to show why they can do it, what they have done, how did they do it.
Yeah,
So what you're saying-
I don't want to, go too much on a tangent with that, but she brings up some good points. I don't, my stance has been for quite some time that it did come from that lab. I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah,
But why ruin a good, a bad situation?
Right.
I think they thought, okay, it got out, and I think we've said this before. Well, okay, we'll shut down domestic travel, but we'll allow international travel out of Wuhan.
Right. Yeah, the aftermath seems intentional.
They denied the whole time. They knew what was going on.
And don't forget, they threaten everyone with the dreaded R word. If you try
you're
to bring
racist.
Up, yeah, so
That's a big Chinese government play, by the way.
Right, and it's been
always
happening for years or for decades. But good on this woman for having the fucking balls to come out and say something. And also, generally when this kind of stuff happens, you'll see that a lot of the fact-checking websites rush to kind of rewrite their pasts, and kind of deem them conspiracy theories, or we've even seen the old term agitator brought up again from time to time. So it's kind of cool that she's standing her ground, and that a lot of these fact-checking websites, like Wikipedia is a really big offender of this, even though it's not necessarily a fact-checking website, like it can be edited and shit like that. But essentially what they do is they will lock these people out of their own profiles so that they cannot correct incorrect information. So it's kind of cool it's kind of cool that she's being given a platform. Again, good on Tucker for this one.
It's a dangerous platform for maybe someone of where I don't know where she lives, but
I think she's here now.
Yeah, well, she obviously, she'd be dead. There was a doctor that spoke out in the early days of that, and he suddenly disappeared in China, and I don't know, he's gone like a fart in the wind.
Right, and that's actually later on in this video, she actually touches on that.
I think Rabbi brings up a good point too. With the fact that Tucker Carlson is the one who has to bring this out. There's no media that's going to be. It's hard to. I guess that's what I'm saying. Sometimes he says it kind of freaks your mind out because sometimes he's says some real shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
most of the time he says some stupid shit. But
you have to wonder if it's sort of like back in the days when certain TV shows would barter what words they could use in an episode, like how many swear words they could use and shit like that. It's like, do they give Tucker Carlson one or two good episodes or one or two of his own design? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or he's so big. I mean, I guess Trump's a really big guy, big fan of him. So maybe they keep him because of that as well.
Oh, true. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you have the backing of the president of the United States, it's going to be kind of hard to fire you from a position like that.
Yeah. But China has been there's a lot of different methods of persuasion. You got to understand they know, they've read Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Right.
Most Americans haven't read that. You don't think Xi Jinping hasn't read that and understood what was going on there?
Well,
if you read
be a fool
The
not
Art
to
of
think
War,
that.
This is what they're playing. They've been playing it for years. Sun Tzu even it's a long con basically.
Well, it's just like the Cold War thing. Like when who was that one guy who gave the talk about Russia's long-term plan to destabilize the United States? It was going to take generations. Yes. Well, I know you know, but do you remember his name?
It's an actual former Russian spy defector.
Right. Okay. I haven't seen footage in a while.
Zelensky. I can't fucking remember his name, but yeah.
It's a really good talk, though.
Well, it's a scary talk.
It's scary, but it's a really good talk, and it's something that we're actively seeing played out right now, and it's not just one offender.
Yeah.
That's the scary part, is that it's coming from multiple directions.
Sure. I think most of it, though, China has they do these soft power and mostly soft power influences to these other developed nations. It's an easy play. It's a slow play, but the soft power of, making everything about attacking the people of China.
Yes.
Well, when no one's really actually attacking the people of China, Chinese people are great.
Yeah, they have no control over
It's
what
the
their
government.
tyrannical bullshit government's doing.
Yeah.
We see that in a ton of different countries.
Sure.
Like you see that in Russia. You see that. I mean, but if you
see that in America.
criticize Russia's government, they can't drop the race angle on you for some reason. I just don't get it. It's all very frustrating, but at least there's some semblance of like transparency left. Like, because every other media outlet's been shutting this broad out. And it sucks because this is information that needs to be brought to the forefront, especially by an actual virologist, somebody who actually worked in these areas and can tell you definitively what's going on.
It's too hyperbolic for these main quote unquote mainstream media. And even, this fits a narrative of Fox News right now. So that's why they're playing it.
Good point. Yes.
But I mean, that's probably what happened. I mean, a blind squirrel finds a nut, broken clock's right twice a day. Like, so it's regardless of what media venue it came out of, there's, some truth there.
I agree. I'm going to, I'll play a couple more minutes out of this, see if anything else pops up of interest.
Is much more sinister even than we've suggested on this show, than Tom Cotton, than almost anyone suggested. You're saying that the Chinese government manufactured this virus, if I'm hearing you correctly. That's what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Based on the virus genome, it's basically like our fingerprint. So you can see the very unusual characters in their genome, which clearly, based on the other evidence they left during the modification, we can say finally this is exactly the one come from their own special bad coronavirus and then target human.
So that right there should end the discussion, right? The fact that she just sat down, looked at the genome, right then and there, was like, okay, this was clearly not man-made. That's it.
No, she's racist.
End of story.
She's racist, dude.
And dude, it's funny because Tucker touches on that. He says something along those lines.
What you're alleging is shocking more even than I anticipated when we invited you on. So I just
Really?
want to ask the most obvious question, which is this genome presumably is in the possession of many researchers around the world. Why is nobody saying this if it's true?
Yeah, why there is nobody want to say it? It's because of the big suppression come from the Chinese Communist Party government and also their friend in scientific world. So basically, this is very clearly that this virus is like Frankenstein. So he created those things like basically a cow has deer's head, has rabbit's ear, and also have monkey's hand. So they can never get it from the nature. And there were evidence left in the genome. But the scientific world also keeps silence, work together with Chinese Communist Party. They don't want people to know this truth. Also, that's why I get suspended, I get suppression. I am the target that Chinese Communist Party won't be disappeared.
She wants to be disappeared.
You're a brave person.
She is a brave person.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, she's a fucking
assuming you're
badass,
not
to be
an
honest.
Anti-Chinese racist, so it's not clear why
there it
Twitter
was.
would shut you down or why you're being ignored by the
Soft
rest of the
power
US media.
thing.
Let me ask
That's
you,
it.
Chinese racist. So it's not clear why
Oh,
Twitter.
I went back a little
You're
farther.
a brave person. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and assuming you're not an anti-Chinese racist. So it's not clear why Twitter would shut you down or why you're being ignored by the rest.
But that should end it right there.
Nope.
That right there should end it. And it's just, it's sickening and it's so insane to me that people aren't already out on the street freaking out about this. The fact that the media has been complicit in the suppression of vital information about this stupid virus. And all it's doing is broadening the wealth gap. That's all that's happening right now is like the rich will be fine. We're going to broaden that wealth gap. So this works for them. This whole pandemic has worked for the elite. It's frustrating.
Yeah. It is frustrating.
Yeah. It's getting to that point where you just wonder when the breaking point's going to happen. When are the people going to just say enough is enough and stop showing up for work and stop doing all this other bullshit. Like, because that right there is going to take some kind of weird awakening. And I think that's why we're seeing this mass scramble to evade the truth and to throw us more and more distractions. Like, here's another device, here's another game, here's another shitty fucking cookie cutter movie. And that's all we have now.
Yeah, it's been like that for a long time, I think, but there's catalysts involved, like the virus and things like that speed up the reaction, right?
Right.
So I think that's what's going on.
We're getting a call from Rabbi Red Eye.
Uh-oh. Call in.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
What's going on?
Not too much. Having a little discussion here.
Sorry.
What's going on, my friend?
Just saying hello. Wanted to wish y'all a happy post
vacation
RBG death. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rest in power, RBG.
To it.
Forgot about that, dude. Actually, thank you, Rabbi, for filling us back in on that, because I would have I didn't even have anything pulled up on that, and that's been a big development in United States politics. Is that an older than dirt congresswoman? God bless her, by the way. I mean, lived an insanely accomplished life.
Stop.
What? Okay, I forgot. I'm not allowed to have. I'm not allowed to have my sentences.
No.
Fucking.
Not a congresswoman. So.
Wasn't she a congresswoman?
No.
What was she?
Supreme
Court Justice? Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Lifetime appointment.
Dog, that's about as much attention as I'm fucking paying.
Okay. All right, well.
But yeah, too old to be in that station.
Yeah, that
Power
is true.
station.
Yeah, way too many old people, and whoever wins this next presidential election is going to be the oldest ever.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter, but it does matter, I guess, to a lot of people who are more liberal leaning. They're freaking out, and I get it.
You know what's killing me about this whole age thing is, like, Trump in several instances has attacked Joe Biden's age, and isn't Biden only like a few years older than Trump?
I think I mean, they're both in their 70s, so what does it matter?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And because I've seen some of his schmear ads where he repeatedly attacks Biden's age and shit like that, says he's like disconnected and shit like that. It's like, dog, you're a billionaire. What grounding do you have in reality?
Well,
fucking, it just pisses me off that this is what we have to choose from. I just don't understand. Why are people still participating in this? Being radicalized by this also. That's another big issue.
Well, everything's to the fucking boiling point, man. I mean,
we're Berlin. It's not even at the Berlin point, dude. It's Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it is. I mean, we got Hitler Youth getting set up with executive orders saying pro-patriotic indoctrination must be learned
right
from the lowest level of education. Like.
No, yeah, you can't have any allegiance to anything.
Exactly.
You have that combined with big tech, and then you have people pretending that they're scared of cancel culture or angry at cancel culture, but they're going to cancel anybody that disagrees with them.
People love canceling everything, man. Cancel this, cancel that. Dude, anything I disagree with should not be canceled.
Right. Well, I think also a fundamental
it needs to be said.
I think a fundamental issue that we're facing as a country is that the average self-esteem of the average citizen is so low that we've just become dependent on distraction and everything being done for us, instant gratification, all these other things. These are things that condition self-esteem out of you. And I think that once people start believing in themselves and believing in their neighbors and not being afraid of their neighbors like we are now, like we've been pushed into, I think then we're going to start seeing a positive change. But I just don't know in what venue it's going to take place.
Well, we have to be afraid of our neighbors. They might have COVID-19.
But that's the thing.
Don't talk to them.
That's the problem. This is the problem that we're facing, is that people are just actively being led like puppets, fucking just being told through a screen to be afraid of their neighbors and shit like that. We've never experienced this type of horse shit before as a country. I don't think where now it's everything. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, what your religious viewpoints are. You're just told to be afraid of everyone around you. Be wary of everyone around you. You don't know what they might have or what kind of ill will they have towards you. We shouldn't be like that. We can't get anywhere as a country like that.
Right? You can't organize if you're all divided.
Exactly.
It's the perfect government plan.
Exactly. Well, going back to Sun Tzu, it's one of the most fundamental playbooks out of that book is the fucking whole divide and conquer tactic that's been being employed since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And we're all just falling for it again and again and again. While things like technology
people
continue
don't have time to be interested in that.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem
no
there.
one has
is
time
that
to be interested in the reality of things. I need to be distracted with cool technology and all that other garbage.
Well, with what little free time you're allowed to have.
Sure.
Away from being pimped out.
During that, when I'm not, wasting my time doing the work thing, I got to be on TikTok or whatever, Instagram or
I got to make my life look cooler than it is.
Right. I got to film the void,
Right.
So who gives a fuck what that shit's going on?
They need that dopamine dump.
Well, some escapism is good.
Sure.
Yeah, it's called LSD. Grow a set. You know what I mean?
It's called jerk off, I guess.
Yeah, that's my great escape. I escaped into a pair of my Batman socks last night.
I was gonna say it's a daily routine to escape. Then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm always escaping. You have to always escape. If you have too much in you, and you don't get the person out, you're just gonna be an asshole.
Yep.
Nobody likes that. But let's see. I think what we should do now is we'll move over to presidential slam pain. So, Rabbi, I'm gonna let you go for a minute.
Rabbi out.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
See you,
dude.
Peace. Good man, that one.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, as I said, we about to move into some presidential slam pain. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh.
You know I'm totally off script right now.
I know a lot of weed smokers.
Please, Russia, please. He's a bad, bad guy.
The NAACP's endorsed me every time I've run. And if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It's the 2020 presidential slam pain.
I know it's starting to get me now too. So, as the description clearly states,
how could you be sane and say that?
Well, exactly. How could you be sane and say that?
How could you be sane and say any of the people who in that clip?
Yeah, it's all trash.
It's a fucking. This is a simulation. If you don't think we're in a simulation at this point, you can go fuck your mother, dude.
Agreed.
Like, full stop.
Devin says, can't walk around with a full bag. Good girl.
I mean, you can, but...
No, you can't.
That's heavy. Think about it.
Especially when you're toting around a thick 6 everywhere you go. So, as the description states, Joe Biden's back as our presidential slam pain candidate.
He's back.
He made an absolute goose of himself at the Hispanic Heritage event that he attended recently, where he just fucking plays the song Despacito or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know if that's the artist name or if that's the song name, but he plays it out of a phone speaker into the microphone, which already sounds horrible.
I think Despacito's a Justin Bieber song, isn't it?
Okay, well, I don't think that's true at all. But
you don't?
No, I don't think so.
Call in, people. That's a Justin Bieber song, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
But anyway, so just more pandering horse shit that white politicians should know not to do by now. But here, let me switch over to the monitor so everybody can see this guy just be a straight up goose. I'm just going to play the video so we can all see this. If you're not watching and you're just listening, just go to YouTube, type in Joe Biden, Despacito.
They can't be saved if they're just listening.
That's true. That's true. You got to catch us live. It's walking to the podium.
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here. All right.
Somebody had to teach him how to fucking use the phone.
Oh, definitely.
There you go.
Joe. Dance a little bit, Joe. Come on.
Dance a little bit.
I tell you what, if I had the talent of any one of these people, I'd be elected president by acclamation.
Watch out, your teeth are gonna fall out.
Thank you.
He really is a
thank
goose.
You, thank you.
So yeah, that's basically what happened.
The people are advising him to do this stuff.
That's the problem, Adam, is that people are giving him the okay to do things like this. And has that type of shit ever worked? I mean, obviously, like as the video states here, his attempt to appeal to Latino voters was slammed online. Obviously, because you're basically telling the people you think they're a bunch of idiots, and all you have to do is play a song that is from their culture, and like that's all you have to do. It's very reminiscent of when Hillary Clinton went on the Breakfast Club and told the hosts she always carries hot sauce in her purse or whatever the fuck it was.
This bitch ain't carrying hot sauce in her fucking purse.
She can barely carry her fucking teeth in her head.
Do you know any fucking multi-millionaires carry fucking hot sauce in their purse? Tyler Perry doesn't even fucking carry hot sauce in his purse. You fucking kidding me?
Carries semen in his ass.
Yeah, I already made the adjacent joke of homosexuality. You ruined it.
Whatever, dude. You just shut up, Mr. Serious.
I mean, come on, that's a brilliant joke.
You're a
And then you
serious
just
boy.
do a way too direct of a joke.
That's part of the fucking humor. Look at you.
I mean,
You are absolutely zero. You have zero comedic grounding. You can't be attacking you can't be telling me what's funny and what's not funny. Your whole shtick is that you're serious and that you're literal. That's what makes you funny. Don't come over here and try to attack my end of the table. Tell me what makes me funny, because I'll fuck you up. You're lucky Logan's not here right now. I'd have him beat the shit out of you.
Well, he may be in prison. Who knows?
That's true. Well, yeah, they haven't caught him yet. That's for sure. Let's see here. Devin says some 20-year-old assistant pulled that for him before he walked out. That probably is more likely what happened. Like it was probably a spur of the moment.
You gotta have handlers that are I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
This guy's running for the best like position, to
highest
run
office in the land.
And he's having some 20-year-olds, hey, play Despacito. This is a great idea.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Yes. Stranger things have happened.
But you think that was
who are these minders? But he looks like a piece of garbage anyways.
Well, yeah. Did you see
how old these fucking assholes look?
Well, here, hold on. I'm gonna
just retire. Just go back home and just live your Twilight years.
Well, that's the thing. They're too power hungry and too like.
I don't know any of the vampires' names from Twilight, so I couldn't make a joke. But
they're too power hungry. They're too used to being in the spotlight. It's kind of like being famous. Like you see these people that once they've had a taste of fame, they are always doing these weird like VH1 throwback shows and shit just because they want one more shot at it. Politicians are the same way. It's all playing towards their vanity and their need to be in control and shit like that. Like that's why you have to be wary of anyone who chooses to be a politician to begin with.
It should be a reluctant choice, and it's a civil service.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You should
it's an undertaking.
Pursue that.
Yes.
But you also should have a job. You should have a job, and then that's how it was set up. So you could have a job, and then this is also your civil service.
Right.
But it's become a career for most of these people in the Senate and in the House. It's become a career, a lifetime politician.
And that just shouldn't be allowed.
Because you make so much money. You become multimillionaires. It's not from the salary, which they vote to raise for themselves, which is ironic.
I was bitching about that on my stream earlier.
It's not their free health care or anything like that. It's the fact they make these connections where they can make millions of dollars on the side. They get hints on IPOs that they can invest in, things like that, pre-IPO investments.
Right.
So they become multi-millionaires, out of civil service.
Yeah, exactly. And that just shouldn't be allowed to occur. But I wanted to look. Hold on just a second. Let me see.
Correct. Yes. Lobbying.
So look at this creepy fucking smile he has on under his mask. Like it just looks like it's when he smiles and when he makes facial features and shit like that.
Joker, dude.
It looks very Jokerish, but basically very animated, like he's not able to control his facial expressions anymore. Like
because
it's just
he's
all
old.
very weird.
He's fucking old.
That's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. You shouldn't have that like, am I here, am I not here look if you're running for president.
not even a strong wind.
Shut up.
Will knock him down.
She's got the wins. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna I forgot I pulled up the Hillary video.
Hillary in the house.
Hillary in the White House. The fuck? What? I'm so glad she never got her way with this whole thing. Could you imagine?
Fuck.
Bleeding all over the White House, getting all the carpets all filthy.
Yeah, Charlemagne should have slapped that fucking hot sauce out of that bitch's hand.
He should have thrown his coffee on her chest.
If he had hot coffee, that would have been my move probably too.
What do you think's in his cup? Don't say anything racist.
Ooh. Water.
Hey Vaughn, what's up, dude? And Rabbi Charlemagne the joke. Yeah, he should have popped her, but yeah, anyone that didn't hear this, if you've been living in a fucking coma for the last few years, this is Hillary on the Breakfast Club being asked a question by some black constituents.
Are they doing this?
Yeah, go right ahead. Fucking
Yeah,
go right over my sentence.
Well, I mean,
you always do it.
We knew where you were going. Are they doing this at a children's hospital or?
I don't know, Adam. They're on a radio show.
Convention room?
I don't know. It's definitely before.
Well, it's like set up somewhere, so it doesn't look like his natural studio.
No, definitely not. They're probably at a Yu-Gi-Oh convention. But yeah, let's see what she had to say.
No more questions? He said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce
That
in my
fucking
bag?
laugh.
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay.
I almost feel like that to bring that up was staged. I think that even was staged.
But just listen to her response.
Is it working?
They should have freaked out and been like, just get the fuck out.
Could you pause this for a second?
If it wasn't staged, it's already paused.
This is also, there's another example of that. When she did that speech in front of a bunch of black people, and she's like, I'm in no means tired.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like,
I ain't no ways tired.
Yeah.
I've come too far.
Well, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick.
Oh, you
because you're
definitely
right.
type in Hillary Clinton.
I've come too far. I ain't in no way tired. Oh, it's already. Yep, it's already on there. All right, let's see. Hillary Clinton, I've come too far.
Fucking shape shifting bitch.
Dude. Shape shifting.
That's what she is, dude. She's fucking shape shifting bitch, dude.
Oh shit. Devin says it's an AIDS clinic. She's right. They were doing it at an AIDS
All right.
clinic.
See, there was something. I knew it was something.
Thank you for filling us in though. Let's see. Okay, so this is definitely a while ago. You can tell from the quality. All right. This is so fucking bad. I hate her voice. Oh, whoops here.
Oh.
I don't feel no ways tired.
Oh, come on.
I'm too far from where I started
I told you, dude.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far.
Arr.
Me. And we know.
She's fucking wearing Star Trek outfits. These are fucking Star Trek outfits. That's what they wore on Star Trek.
It does look like she should be.
Fuck?
She looks like she's about to put a medal around Luke Skywalker's neck. I've come too far. She's giving this speech in Canada.
Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. The brave men and women of Bloody Sunday did not lose heart.
Good song.
We can do no less.
I hate you two so much.
I know.
We have a march to finish. Let us join together.
Wow.
Let us join together.
That was a good joke by Devin.
Complete that march.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter if it's an AIDS clinic or not. It's definitely an AIDS clinic now. But yeah, that's pandering old fucking hill dog there. I ain't no ways. 18 naked cowboys down at the Ram Ranch. I ain't no ways tired. Who speaks like that?
when you're pandering, dude, you're soft shoeing to try to attract a certain group.
She sounded like a fucking line out of a Samuel Clemens novel.
Yeah, you don't think these black people can see through that? That's the racism.
Yeah.
They think, like, these white people, these stupid white people think they can just fucking do a song and dance and trick a bunch of black people like they're inferior or something. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's the problem.
That's
right
the
there.
real racism. Like, that's embarrassing.
That's the problem.
You are a fucking racist, lady. You think it's like a monolith of black people? They all think the same. They're gonna just
That's
follow.
exactly what they're saying when they give these speeches, when they play fucking Despacito out of their phones. That's exactly what they're telling the people.
Yes, both of them are saying the same goddamn thing.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's enough to make you want to fucking start breaking windows and setting buildings on fire. But don't do that. Just do that in Minecraft. Do it in Minecraft. But
yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for another installment of the Brass Tacks podcast. We appreciate it. If you're watching us live right now, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. We are live every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. West Coast. And if you have any suggestions for the show, or anything that you want to see or have us talk about or whatever, or even just make fun of, email us at therealbrasstacks@gmail.com. Go check out all of our fucking merch and stuff like that on Teespring. Just search Brass Tacks Podcast. We got fanny packs that we've codenamed drug bags in case you need a place to put your drugs. And until next time, guys, you take it easy and be nice to each other. Don't be assholes, and hopefully you don't get sick.
It's nice to be important. More important to be nice.
Well said, my friend. Good night, everyone.